Hola, bienvenidos a Gran Premio de Mexico. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grand Prix of Mexico. A little bit of Spanish for you there at the start of the race. But we're here round 14. Anyway, we're here in Mexico, the Autódromo Manos Rodriguez in Mexico City. You join me in the commentary box as Jam sets a bank of a 113.3. You join us in the commentary box, me and Bram. Bram, welcome back. Yeah, Mexico, a strong circuit for us both in league racing. I love this circuit. But what can we expect from Mexico? A two-stop out, but what else can we expect?
Yeah, I'm expecting some big strategy calls here. Strategy is very, very important here. And for racing, there's some big straights on the track, so that will definitely help. Big middle section and final section for some good corners. It's an exciting track. I don't love it, but there are plenty of drivers who do. So
I love it. So
you got a podium here lastly, right?
yes, definitely. And this is the track that got my first ever and only STB victory. So this is a very special track for me.
Great. As Danny goes P3 on a 1:13.8, we've missed a wee bit of the start of the qualifying.
Yeah, just a little bit. Salt's coming on to end his lap. He's invalidated, but is he going to finish it? He is, and it's a 13.3. It would have been pole position if he weren't invalidated.
Comes onto the line, 13.8. Oh, and Vizzy's had a big snap there.
Spam with the DRS down the straight.
Sold already out of the session.
Salt crashed it down the straight with the DRS. It's going to impede people's lap times because they have to weave down the straight. He's on the racing line. Disappointing there.
Davizin's out on softs as well. Good to deals on the out lap. As will Mercury. He's on a lap already. Coming through the first sector here. Very tricky first sector. You have to cut a lot of corners. But of course with corner cutting comes warnings and invalidations. So it's on the knife edge here.
Yeah, the driver's got to be really careful here in
Mexico.
Mexico.
How many risks you want to take.
Right then, so Matty's P4 at the moment, Bram. Matty's P4. That's a strong banker from him, but he's cutting the corners. That is not allowed. So that will be sent to the stewards. The driver should know the rules.
Okay, comes through the S section. Oh, and he's...
Who?
Just managed to keep it alive, and he's still on his lap, but that will definitely... That's a nice shot we got there, and he's invalidated.
Who's that? Sorry, Mercury?
Yes.
So I was just clipping Matty's corner cutting to try and get to the pit lane.
And
not
the
acceptable.
championship leader, winner actually, season 18 champion. We're not at season.
Yeah, we're not quite at season 19 yet. We're not quite.
Bruno Will, with his pace, he might be at season 19 already. We never know. Comes through the first sector. He doesn't cut a lot of corners, but it still looks fast. He's almost on the grass. He's taking a tight line, and he's taking some different lines. 0.8 first sector, which is good but not amazing. And he locks up through a couple of these corners as well. Through the S section he goes into 6th. Keeping it flat out, very committed from Bruno Will up to the second sector split. Purple through the second sector into the stadium section. Which actually serves as a baseball stadium when the F1 Fest is not in Mexico. Through the final corner he goes. Peraltada. And it is provisional P1 on a 13.1 for BRL Bruno Will.
Right, just Murphy's on an out lap, Danny's on an out lap, Matt's on an out lap, Kaiki's on an out lap. The Franco is invalidated on the second corner. Jules 2 attempts up. Oh, and Jules crashed! Jules out of qualifying! He's pinned it on the curb.
Oh no. Oh, and I saw that as well.
Jules is out of qualifying here in Mexico. That is a disaster for the McLaren. Yellow
And we got
flags.
2 drivers already out, Madi.
Yellow flag, Bram, in the final sector, in the stadium section. You can see the fans. They are cheering and cheering. But that is
If this
Jules.
was real life, the red flags would be out in full force, Madi.
Jules is out of qualifying here in Mexico. Disaster for him.
Kaiki is on a lap as well. He's on a 14.0 at the moment. Goes to the first sector and he's down on his time and he locks up as well. He's not looking great so far. Keeps it in third for a hairpin. Good choice. I like that. I do it as well. He goes a bit wide. It looks like he's got some real understeer in the car. He's keeping it flat through the almost flat through the S section there. That looks decent. He's got some good speed through the high speed corners, but he's still
in sector
only
2, Bram.
half a tenth up on his time only. Through the final sector he goes Piratada, which used to be a 180 degree corner of the line, and it's
13.6. Not too bad.
Yeah, Mitch jumps to P2. AMS down is not on the flying lap at the moment, and Eke goes straight on. That's not the way you want to go. Eke, these are neutrals trying to get out of the way. Murphy's on the outlap.
Drivers, Bram, sorry, seem to be making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, this is a hard track, Madi. There's a lot of places where you can pick up warnings, invalidations.
Davidson's on lap.
The track as well. Yeah, he's coming through the final corner as well. He chooses a
it's going to be 112.
Oh! And that is the lap time we're looking for. Provisional pull by half a second.
Yeah, well, it's been beat by half a second. You don't see that everywhere.
Oh, and Vizi is struggling here. He's looking up left, right, and center. He's off the track and he's kept it valid, surprisingly, but it's not looking quick. He is struggling on his return to STB, as is AMS down.
He was in the McLaren, Bram, for the majority of the season, and now he's in a
he's missed a couple of races.
Yeah, he's now in the Renault. He's been dropped to reserve, so you might be struggling with that Renault today. Not used to the car.
on the lap as well. Main guy to challenge Bruno Will for the championship this season, but at the end,
he missed out.
Pace was just a wee bit too strong. He's keeping it very committed through the S section. That's what we love to see. Amazing lines from Jamam here through the middle sector split. He's 2/10 up on his time. He's looking very rapid indeed. He looks up a bit through the hairpin though, but nevertheless he takes a great line through there. Misses a bit of the apex on the penultimate corner through the last corner.
Very tight.
Gets a bit of an oversteer moment and he's up into P3.
Yeah, Davidson really committing himself here in Mexico today. Eke's on that.
Oh, and he's just invalidated on the final corner. That's not ideal for Eke.
Right,
He hasn't set
Bram,
a
gutty do. Home driver here in Mexico. 2 Mexicans,
yeah,
him and
loving
Virtue.
it.
Oh, he's out of qualifying! He's crashed in Mexico, his own race. The Mexican fans, are in. That's the 3rd crash we've had in this qualifying.
Perez does the same in that Red Bull this year. There will be a lot of upset faces in the crowd.
Mexican fans, Bram, are fuming here.
Kevin's on the lap as well. He is P5 at the moment, which is a good position.
Why are drivers spinning so much, Bram? That's 3 retirements now out of qualifying.
Yeah, it's that S section. It's really tough to keep it pinned, Madi. It's really tough to go flat out through there.
Well, they have to in order to get the most time out of the car. Jamam's going to go dive into the pits then, get a fresh set of boots on and go out for his final run in the dynamics of the session. He's currently P3 here. Kevin's on a lap then.
He's opening up all the corners for this section. He keeps it flat and he doesn't even need to use that outside curb. He's 1/10 up through the middle sector. It says he's purple, but I don't think he is. It's a bit of a glitch there, I think.
Oh, okay.
Through Peratada he goes, using second gear.
That weren't committed.
Get that front. And he improves by 2/10, but he doesn't improve on his position.
But we're up to 10th up in the first sector, Bram.
Oh, and that and it's invalid, Maldi. He's just missed the apex on the final corner of that high section, and that is his lap time over. I think he might be able to get into the pits, go out on a fresh set of softs, and go for another one, Maldi.
Right, Vasey started a lap, and Matt has started a lap as well.
Yes, he is. Danny's on the lap as well. He was looking strong in practice. He hasn't shown the pace just yet. He's in P10 at the moment. Matt, if I was Matt, yeah, Matt's invalidated. If I was Matt, I'd choose to stay P11, Maldi. P11 is a very good place to start the race from. You can start on those fresh mediums and get that big advantage on those softs at the end of the race.
Have to see, right, let's see how committed Danny is through the second sector.
And then he takes a bit of a lift through the S section, a bit too big of a lift in my opinion. He's still 3/10 up on his time though. That would put him in or around P7 at the moment. Through the final sector, he's looking very committed, very nice through the hairpin in the stadium section. And he misses just the last two apexes of the lap. Through the final corner he goes, and it's P8 for DJ Danny, missing out on P7 by 0.5 Maldi. Davizin is on a lap as well here in Mexico. He's using the maximum of the track in that first sector, even on entry of the first corner, short shifting up to 5th before that DRS zone. Plenty of drivers getting out of the way of the
Mercury's on a lap, Bram, sorry. Mercury's on a lap.
He has to make this lap time count. He has to keep it valid, or else he'll be starting from the back, Maldi. Even though he's got good race pace most of the time, that's not the
yeah, Mercury's definitely one of the better drivers.
Davizin's invalidated, Maldi. As has Mercury, Maldi.
Yeah, Mercury's invalidated.
He's saving his ERS, he's going for another run. I can already tell. He's going for another one. Eke's on the lap, Vizi's on the lap. Everyone's on the outlap at the moment.
Alright, Mercury's on that.
Davizin's retired from the session. He is happy with his time at the moment and he doesn't have any more time to improve on that. Just got a geared penalty for a collision with Matty, as Matty takes avoiding action by cutting the final corner. Does that mean his lap time will be invalid? No, it won't, but he pulls into the pits. BC goes P11, and that's a very good place to start the race. TTM Mitch is in front of Eke at the moment, and he's just disrupted him, and Eke will be starting from the back. Mercury's on a lap as well, but he's giving his teammate a bit of slipstream, and that looks like qualifying over for Mercury. AMS Dan coming across the line, and it's P2 for AMS Dan. That came out of nowhere, Maldi. Jamam starting his lap as well. Bruno Will is gonna just have enough time to start his lap as well. Let's go on board with Jamam. Through the first sector he goes, cutting all those corners very nicely, getting a wee bit of slipstream from his teammate as well, but his teammate needs to get out of the way quickly. He does, and that is going to be big time game. Purple through sector 1, and it's a 27.5. He's 1.5 tenths up on his time, and things are...
Did you say 1:27?
Yeah, no, it's just 27 seconds through double apex hairpin. He takes it nicely, gets a bit of understeer through the first corner of the S section. Nevertheless, takes it very nicely and very committed, and he's off the... Ooh,
Oh,
And
he's fucked it.
he's fucked it. Yeah, he's fucked it, Madi. And that is qualifying over for Jam and P4 at
He's
best.
fucked it. I love that. Bruno well 2 attempts up in the first sector.
Bruno will, if he manages to keep this type of improvement up, will be starting from pole position here at Mexico through the S sector. He goes committed through the first one, doesn't take enough curb on the second, misses the apex on the third, and that's not gonna make his line very nice into the last 2 corners of the section. He's had to lift a bit there, he's 2.5 tenths up nevertheless. Yeets it over the curb on the entry into the stadium section, taking the hairpin very nicely, very committed through the penultimate corner. Through Peratada he goes, which means last corner in Spanish is gonna be the last. Oh, and Bruno Will is P2. He snatches P2 by 1/100th of a second, Madi. And I think that is qualifying over.
Decent qualifying, Bram. I'll take that.
Yeah, some big crashes, Madi. And third just picked up a grid penalty. That will mean Sessenger of Volvo will be starting P10 on fresh tires.
But ahead of him, 9 places ahead, Bram, is Birard Davizin, takes pole position for the Mexico Grand Prix. Second is Bruno Well, third is Dan. Fourth is Jamham, fifth is Dismurfin. Good qualifying from the Dutch boys here. Sixth, TTM Mitch. Seventh, Kevin. Eighth, DeFranco. Ninth, Danny. 10th, Virtue, his home race. 11th, Sargento Volvo. 12th, Kaiki. 13th, VC. 14th, Matty. 15th, Joel, who crashed in qualifying. 16th, Mercury. 17th, Salt. We know what happened last time they started alongside each other. 18th, Eke. And 19th, Gutty Doom.
No way, Salt and Mercury are starting alongside each other once again, Madi.
It's always the Spanish-speaking countries as well.
Yeah, and it just seems like we already can expect what's going to happen into turn 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see either Mercury or Salt off the track in turn 1. It's looking like a dry race as well, Madi. So these drivers will be doing a 2-stop, I think. What do you think about the strategy?
I mean, some drivers could go to the end on hards, but the hards are not very good. Like if there's a safety car, early safety car, if they get damage, they might be able to go on the hards, but they'd lose a lot of time. So I think the 2-stopper is definitely the way to go. It just depends really. Those outside the top 10 are going to be very happy because they're obviously going to be, you know, starting on those mediums. Some might. One person might even opt for the softs, try and have the grip in the early stages, but yeah, it's all about strategy here, Bram.
Yeah, those softs tend to overheat in the first stint when there's not a lot of rubber on the track. Those softs are definitely better at the end of the race. They're the preferred race tire as well, so just to get those mediums out of the way in the first stint. It's very, very important if you're starting outside the top 10. I don't expect anyone outside the top 10 to be starting on softs. Let's have a look what
the fans,
they are
Bram,
choosing.
The fans are definitely enjoying the anticipation at the Mexican Grand Prix. You can see the fans just above the pit garages. They're very, very excited.
Yeah, and I would be too if I were them. We've seen some great Mexican GPs in real life and in STB. Last season's Mexican GP was a very good one as well. I'm expecting more of the same, to be honest. Some safety cars,
yes,
here
just
and
not
a lot of crashes in qualifying already.
Yeah, just hopefully not the massive, just massive crash we had down like after 20 meters down the straight. But anyway, Davizin will lead the formation lap here in Mexico. He will be hoping, see, Davizin, Bruno Will, Kevin, VC, Clucky. They'll all be hoping for a great race here because they can use that momentum when they go back home next week in Brazil, Bram. And they'll be hoping because, you know, these Brazilians, they're going to be on it next week. So if they have a good race here in Mexico,
to
then
get that
there'll be
momentum going, and Jules Thijs
yeah,
and Virtual
and Jules.
have already been disqualified from the formation lap.
Virtue's not had a very good home race so far, has he?
No, he's not. Same for Goody. It's a bit of a home race curse at the moment.
Salt has opted for assisted soft compound tyres for the start of the
Once
race.
again, not the most intelligent action from Salt, in my opinion.
Matty is also on a set of softs.
Yeah, just can't get behind it, Maudie. Those softs are so good at the end of the race, and the mediums feel so bad. And if you're able to stay in the DRS train with those mediums, you're golden, Maudie.
Yeah.
You're just absolutely golden.
Anyway, you can see the pit strategy. It's soft to medium, or soft, medium, medium. But I do think it's going to be soft, medium, soft, the top 10, and then medium, soft, soft for the outside the top 10 or anyone starting on set of mediums.
Yes, Maddie, I agree.
Or they could they could mix up a bit. Maybe Matt might go soft, soft, medium, but you know you want to be quite quick in the late stages. But anyway, anything can happen. Safety cars, crashing. Matt might even be involved in a collision and be forced to pit. Who knows? Anyway, Bram.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the Mexico Grand Prix?
I am going for Bjorn Davazin, but I'm expecting Amos Dan to be in the lead after turn 1. Who are you picking for the win? You have to be quick, Maddie. The lights are almost going on.
Mercury. 2 lights, 3 light Bram, 4 light Bram, 5 lights for the Mexico Grand Prix. And Manuel Rodriguez, great start there from Davazin. He already gets off the line well. And then we've now got Dan in the slipstream of Bruno and Dozer, and they go down to turn 1. It's been cleaner than it was last season. You can see all the drivers getting their way down to turn 1. It's going to be Davazin leads, followed by Bruno Will, followed by his teammate Dan. Jamam's going to go there. Jamam's going to be. And there's been a spin out. VC's gone off the circuit. So Mitch has gone off the circuit there. He's been involved in a crash down at the back of the field. You've got Virtue down at the back there. Jewel. And Gottinu's hit Mercury. Massive crash. Massive crash. Virtual safety car is out. Virtual safety car. And Gotti lost the back end. Gotti lost the back end there. And he just went to the side of Mercury.
And DJ Danny and Schlesinger Volvo are going side by side under the virtual safety car. This is definitely.
I don't know why there was. I don't know
Danny
why.
has just overtaken Schlesinger Volvo under the VSC mode. That's interesting.
I don't know why, Bram. I don't know why there's a virtual safety car because Gotti car and Jules' car was just on the side of the road. Mercury now has got to go all the way to the pit lane.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I think this increased safety car setting for next game will be a good one, as we are already in green flag conditions, Maudie.
Bruno
Back
Will
to
then.
business. It seems like Bruno Will's got a good restart, but he's not going for the move just yet. And the timings are a bit glitched at the moment. Davizin had a very good start, Maudie. He had a good reaction time.
Yeah, definitely. I just feel really sorry for Mercury. I think we might see him retiring here.
I don't think he'll give up that easily.
I mean, he just doesn't really like Mexico, does he? So, it's a disaster for him. Jules left the session. So unlucky for Mercury. So unlucky.
Yeah. I believe it's race number 13 of the season. Unlucky for some, if I'm correct.
I thought it was 14. But...
Oh yeah, it's 14 definitely. Yeah, it's 14. We got 2 to go, and the season is 16 long. We got Brazil after this.
Yes, Brazil.
Yes, Brasil que manja.
Yes, okay, thank you, Bram. Anyway, talking of Brazil que manja, Bruno Will then is 8 tenths behind his fellow countryman Davizin's got a lot of DRS to play with. He's going to try and keep within that DRS. Bram DRS is enabled this lap. Kevin's got himself up in a P4.
And the Smurf is looking to go for a move on Jamam. Jamam's not had the best of qualifying so far. He's been consistently up in those podium positions so far this season. But it's P5 at the moment, and the Smurfing is off the track. He's in the wall, man. He spun it.
He's out of the Mexican Grand Prix. What happened there, Bram?
And he has broken his front wing. He's reversing it back onto the track, but we've got more action to show. Schlesinger, Wolf and JRT Salt going right at it. Salt already up into P9, Madi. After that crash in qualifying, he's in the points on lap 3 already. He is slicing his way through the pack like a hot knife through butter. And I think they're going side by side through the S section at the back here. TT and Mitch and Eke having a bit.
Mitch is on the back of Eke now, Bram.
Oh, and TRT Good to Do has gone off track.
Yeah, he's had a shocker of a home race, but he's for the countryman. Virtue is in P13. The DRS trains, that's helpful. Mitch then trying to go past Eke here.
And Salt is looking on it, Madi. He's looking like he's got some real pace in that Haas F1 car. Gunther Steiner will be licking his lips, Madi. Actually, he won't. The Smurfing has just spun it. So
Yeah, he'll be fuming.
some doors will have been fog smashed.
Anyway, Brunel's now got a gap to 4 attempts between him and Davizin.
And Mitch has got past Eke. Eke is not at the best start to the Grand Prix just yet. Let's switch to the front here. And Jamam's off the track. He's struggling a wee bit, Madi. He's struggling.
I mean, he's keeping. If he keeps, within the DRS of Kevin, then
He'll be good, yeah. Dan has already picked up a penalty. And that's something we'll see more of. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if every single driver picks up a penalty here today. Mexico is probably, along with Canada, the toughest track to not get penalties at. At almost every corner you can just eke wide, or most of the corners you need to cut as well on the inside, so you can get warnings almost everywhere.
Anyway, Brunel back in the slipstream DRS.
Is he going for the move, Madi? I don't think he is. No, he is not. Matt is going for the move on Safanko, though. They're going to be side by side into turn 1.
Matt's got some very
And
decent
Matt locks
pace.
up a bit. Safanko goes for a bit of a switchback. Matt closes the door. Safanko goes for a double or triple switchback even. He's going board with Safanko. He's not got DRS and he'll not be able to overtake Matt.
There you go. Oh, yellow flag.
And Madi Bruno wheels up the inside of Davizin.
Bruno will, where Davizin leads, still leads, he keeps the inside line, they're going into the S section. Davizin leads the Mexican Grand Prix, but Bruno will is right on the back of his fellow countryman now. He's on the pace here in Mexico.
And it looks like they've already dropped AMS down, who's almost out of the 1 second window. If they get a good final sector, they'll be clearing him and they'll be driving off into the distance as Eke picks up a penalty. Bruno will dummies to the inside of the hairpin.
But yeah,
stadium
is
section.
a big factor here in Mexico as well, but we've got to take in consideration as well. Right, then here we go. Back in the slipstream, Bruno will.
Is he going for a move here? The DRS is very powerful on this long straight. Mexico has the longest run up to the first corner from start to finish. From start to the first corner, and Bruno will decides better of it. Then he doesn't though, and he gets past RCX Stefanko here. And all of a sudden, Salt looks to be struggling a tiny bit as he picks up a penalty as well for good measure. Gets a warning of the exit as well, probably. And is Bruno side by side? Yeah, they're side by side again, Maldi!
Davizin is going to keep the inside again. Defending hard. These two are big.
Last lap, Bruno Will's gonna have to look for a different place to overtake, I think.
These guys, Bram, are very big rivals in the Brazilian leagues.
Yeah, they race together a lot, and they have a lot of good battles, including in STB. They had a good one at USA. They had a good one at Britain, a very mighty one at Britain. That was one of the highlights of the season there.
Dan, though, could potentially still keep this DRS.
We're coming to the end of the first.
But Bram, if you look at Dan's ERS, very very low.
Yeah, he's just struggling to keep up, and I don't even blame him, Maddie. Those top two guys are just so quick, Maddie. They've got insane race pace, and Volvo's looking to make a move on Salt. Softs are looking to drop off, and Salt's going for a bit of a switchback though. I think he'll be able to get a move on. Volvo's got the DRS.
In the slipstream,
But Salt's
overtake
got
mode.
the DRS is slipstream. Salt goes for a bit of a dummy. Is he gonna send it
But
down
there,
the
Bram
inside?
Bram's going to
Yes,
go to the
he
inside.
is.
But Volvo's going to come back on the inside. He's going to push Salt a bit wide there, and Salt's been.
Oh, and the Volvo's out the oversteer.
And Volvo's been left
And now
for
he's side by
chips.
side with VZ. Pikey's having a look around the outside as well. Is he gonna make the move stick? No, he's not. But Volvo has just lost 2 positions there.
Disappointing.
That's unfortunate for him. Just a tiny mistake can be so costly.
Well, no,
here at
Salt did
Mexico.
hit him. Salt did hit him. Salt barged him out the way.
No, he got oversteer on his own, Maldi.
No, he got barged out the way and by him. Salt. But anyway, DRS overtake mode's going to be in that. No overtake mode. Very interesting.
Cameron's going for a move on Kevin, Maldi. They're going to be side by side into turn 1.
He needs to make this quickly.
Cameron's going for a switchback. He's going to go for the triple switchback on Kevin, but Kevin is having none of it, and he expected that. And Kaiki and Vircho going side by side. Now there's a yellow flag in the first sector.
This Murphin's out. This Murphin span out of the Mexican Grand Prix. Salt's in the pit lane. He's came out on a set of mediums. This Murphin carries on again, but Davizin has been overtaken by Bruno Well.
Oh, and we've missed that. I'm sorry for that, but we're watching some great racing action at the back here between. Oh, and the Smurfin just takes a bit of an illegal pit entry, but he's lost anyway, and I think he's given up on this race here, Madi. I don't blame him, to be honest. Even though I'm not the one to do that myself, and Bruno Will
has just pulled into the pit lane, but went across the line there.
Yeah, he went into the pits after the Bullard, and I don't think that's allowed, Maldi. We'll see about that after.
No, it's not. You have to follow
a bit of an undercut.
You have to follow the pit entry.
Yeah. Oh, and Dan gets a big twitch of oversteer. VZ looks up into turn 1. Salt's out of the session as well. He's gone straight on in the hairpin, it looks like. VZ gets another oversteer moment. This is gonna open up the door for. And there's a virtual safety car, Madi. And if that keeps going until the leaders can pit, it will be a big benefit for them.
I don't think
also,
it will though.
Madi,
It'll be quite a short virtual.
Yeah, I agree. But Madi.
Yeah.
Bruno Will has pitted very early, lap 8. And to be honest, I'm not sure if you can make the 2-stop last if you pit on lap 8. Those mediums at the end, or he's gone on to mediums now. He's gonna have to make them last 17 laps at least. And that is a big task for Bruno Will. I think he's quite good on his tires, but he is on the pad, so it's gonna be a tough one. Safety VSC is still out on track, and we see all the ooh, and Kevin almost goes into the back of Dan.
Pit windows open.
Matty stupidly continues, as does Danny, and I just don't get it, Maldi. They could have gained around 2 seconds on that pit stop, and they just decided that they kind of didn't want it. For Celestia Volvo's going for
Bruno,
move
that
on
was his
VZ
pit
again.
lane. Bruno Will is not even. Bruno Will's lost that to Kevin. The virtual safety car, Bram, has turned this race on its head. Because Bruno
There's
Will.
going to be a big moment into turn 4, and Celestia Volvo gets past VZ there. They've had some good racing action all race. Virtual is going to go for it around the outside of VZ, and VZ has a big snap of oversteer. They make a bit of contact, but TRT Virtual gets a very nice move.
Swear.
And Kevin and Bruno Will are at it. Bruno Wills got past Kevin there. Bruno Will is looking like he likes making moves on the inside of that hairpin. He sent it on Davison a couple of times
Yeah,
already. Now he's got a move.
Yeah, he lost 3 places in the pit lane, bro.
Yeah, and he is now around 3 seconds behind BRL Davison Madi. But Davison has to clear all the traffic ahead of him.
Right, Virtue's in the pit lane.
Virtue is in the pits. Vizzy continues as a slicer Volvo, Keiki and Eke. Danny and DJ Matty. That's not the way to go. It's JRT, Matty and DJ Danny continue on for probably one more lap.
I don't know why they've carried on softs for. It's lap 11. Those softs are going to be going off a lot. But it's going to be DRS for Kaiki. Slipstream, he's having a decent race. Up in P5 at the moment.
Kevin's going for a move back on Bruno Maldi. Bruno has the ERS saved to defend. He's gone in a bit wide though. Kevin might be able to go for a switchback, but Bruno gets good traction out of turn 5.
Yeah, Bruno was very good at conserving his ERS.
Yes, that's definitely true.
He's definitely the ERS king of season 18, I would say.
Yeah, I think Davison might even be.
And Bruno was picked up a penalty.
Ooh, and that's something we don't see often. Davison's got a penalty as well. TTM Mitch is picking it up as well, and it just seems like there's penalties being picked up left, right, and center. Penalties
left, right, now. Danny and Matt in pits
from heaven. And Danny and Matt.
And Davison's getting past his teammate now. Eke down the straight. DRS. And there you go. P4 for Davison. Next up is his home countryman, Kaiki. He's on the back of VC.
Yeah, and 2 Brazilian fellows ahead of Davison. Kaiki's looking to make a move on Vizzy. I think Vizzy is struggling a wee bit, but he's not picked up a penalty so far. And all the drivers around him have. Stefanko picks up a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. I think he's gonna retire from the session as well. He's had enough mud. He's in P15. I don't blame him either. But Davison's right up the back of Kaiki though. At the moment, he's looking like if he clears this traffic, Muddy, that win is gonna be within reach. But he picks up a warning surely there off the exit of the S section.
Yeah, very I won't say dirty, but very clumsy driving from Davison.
Well, he's in the lead, so it's definitely working for him with a bit of strategy work as well. Going to get past Kaiki before the DRS zone even opens. There's a massive difference in traction there, and he's up into P3. AMS Dan is looking to get past Eke. He's draining every last bit of his ERS. They're going side by side into turn 1. Eke turns in aggressively, but Dan is having none of it, and he's up into P5. Bruno Will's gonna be the next one looking to make a move on Eke, and they're side by side.
Davison, yeah. Davison's on the inside of VC. Yeah, got the move done. Sweet move there from Davison.
Bruno Will right around the outside of Eke there. Eke might go for a bit of a switchback, but he knows this is not his battle, and there's a Red Bull off the track in the final sector. I'm not sure what that's for.
What do you do, maybe?
Oh, and Mitch is sending it down the inside of Danny. We've got a horrible camera angle, but he hasn't made the move yet. And Jamam is down in P9, Madi. We've got a bit of a train forming here from P1 up until P9. Jamam just he's not in the DRS. He just doesn't have the pace today, Mali.
Jamham
looking way stronger than him. Yes. And Sazendra Volvo pits on lap 12. I'm not sure why he would do that. Surely he'd continue on for a bit longer. But Dan is looking for his next spray, and it's looking like it's going to be Kaiki there side by side into turn 1. He locks up a bit, and the buddy gets a move done up into P3. And VZ is letting Dan pass as well. He knows these are not his battles. Bruno Wills trying to make a move. on Kaki as well. He sent it round the outside of turn 3. That's a nice move by Bruno Will on those fresher tires, of course. I don't think Vizzi's gonna make it too difficult. I expect him to pull over. No, he won't. So he'll keep behind in the S section. Vizzi goes a bit wide though. And this is gonna lose him a lot of time. He's almost out of Dan's DRS, Maldi. And he is. He's lot out on the DRS. There's a yellow flag in the final sector. German disposes of Eke and he's back in the DRS of Kevin as well. So it looks like those problems were short lasted.
Right then, Bruno on the back of VC. VC's not made it easy.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that, to be honest, man. He made it very easy for Dan, but not for Bruno. And Kevin's looking to make a move on Kaiki. Sends it down the inside of turn 1. They're side by side at the moment. And Kevin gets a move done on the fresh tires. There's a Williams off the track at turn 3. That's Mercury. No, it isn't. That's Stefanko, I think. Still a yellow flag though.
Stefanko's retired.
That's good to do.
He's out. Yeah, he's out of the Grand Prix.
That's his AI driving the car, I think. TJ Mitchell and Danny are going right at it again at the back, and yeah, not making that pit stop there has proven costly. And they've made contact. Maldi, Danny's off the track. No love.
Danny just needs to be. Danny just not Nanny. Danny. Danny needs to be patient. Nanny. Danny needs to be patient, Bram. He was trying a bit too hard around there, trying to get the overtake done.
Yeah, they're just in a bit of a battle for nothing. In the end, they're and there's people in the pit. Vizzy and Kaiki pit at the end of lap 15. And Bruno was going for a move on AMS Dan.
Up the inside. Yeah, sweet, it's a light move there. Next up is Bruno.
That is P2 for Bruno, and now he has to close the gap up to Davizin to win. Davizin is on 1 lap fresher tires though, but that lap was spent under VSC conditions, so it won't matter too much.
And he's got the overtake done on Mitch.
I'm gonna have to stretch it though, Maldi, to make it to the end.
Who will, sorry?
The leaders, they're on 5 lap, 6 lap old mediums already. Meanwhile, JRT Matty is only on 3 lap old mediums.
Yeah, but is Matt really gonna catch? I don't think so.
That's true. Oh, and there's a yellow flag. There's a McLaren off the track. I think it's Vircho. He spun.
Oh, it's been a disaster for Mexico.
Yeah, it's a DNF and out of the points. And there's not many battles going on track at the moment.
Oh.
And Vircho is out of the session. That might cause a safety car. It's an interesting one. Oh, and it's just only a VSC, which is not gonna spice the race up. That's why I think we need that increased safety car setting, because a safety car at this moment in time would have been beautiful for the entertainment of the race, wouldn't it?
That's destroyed Eke. He could have pitted. And not lost.
No, it's helped him. He has to pit. He still has to pit.
No,
it's
but
good for Eke, Madi.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, he can pit under the VSC now. He's the only one out on those mediums at the moment.
Yes, but the VSC won't last till he gets to the pit lane.
Sure, it did last time. Let's have a look with Eke on board. He's definitely looking to get rid of the... Oh, and he goes off the track and there's green flags already. And you're right, Madi, but he'll have to pit this lap anyways.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him.
Going into the pits.
Unfortunate for Eke, but he's going to come in. I think he may go for set softs.
He's a past STB champion, but this season was not really his season, and to be honest, I don't think he'll be champion anytime in the future unless he steps his game up.
Well then, Eke out on a set of softs. It's going to be very quick, but Bram, if that virtual safety car came out just a little bit earlier, then that could have been a great
and
moment.
then he's had a big wobble off the exit, Maldi. Sorry to interrupt you, but Mitch is gonna go for a move. Or is he's opened the DRS? He's got the gap around the outside. They make a bit of contact on the braking, and then and there's another VSC, and these should have just. But what's a VSC for? Maldi,
I don't know.
I've got another glitch or something.
Don't say that.
This is the third VSC of the race, and this one looks like it hasn't had a single reason.
Do they even do VSCs in real life anymore?
I mean, they kind of do, but not often.
I mean, I haven't seen a virtual safety car in ages
That's true.
in real life. Right, Jamham's in.
And that's
Jamham
interesting.
is
That
in the pit lane.
what tires is he gonna go on?
To me,
He's onto
going
a
to
fresh
the
set
end.
of mediums, Maddy. He was planning this all the way along, and now he is in a prime position to snatch that provisional P1 after all the leaders make their second pit stop, Maddy. This is an inspiring strategy choice from Jamham. I really like this strategy choice.
So what's the gap then? Is he going to be able to?
He's definitely gonna, I think, come out ahead of. Once the leaders make their pit stops, I think they'll come out behind.
He's got no
Jamham.
penalties either, Bram.
And that has just thrown him right into the mix, Maldi.
I want to
He'll be
jinx
on
it,
very, very old mediums at the end of the race, but I think that's the right thing to do. Kaiki's in the pits, he's going on to fresh sauce. Those won't make it to the end, so he'll have to pit once more.
Crazy. Crazy scenes, Bram.
And Vizzy's on fresh sauce, so he'll not be easy to get past, but if Jamham can just use him for some DRS, that would be beautiful as well. TTM Mitch still looking at the back of that Red Bull. And there's another VSC, and it looks like we've got a glitch here, Mali. It's number 4, so I think there can only be one more, luckily.
I thought they fixed this.
Yeah, the last glitch was with real safety cars, but this is with VSCs, which is a lot better, I think. That VSC will come in soonly, and then the drivers will probably see one more VSC, and the race will resume as it should do.
I bet Mercury's wishing, why can't it just be a safety car?
Yeah.
Well then, bro, it's not been. It's not, I would say. I mean, I wouldn't say it's been a boring race, but it's not been the usual. You know, the Mexican race that we usually expect.
Yeah,
For,
I agree, Maddie. It's not been that good so far, but we're back into green flag racing, and Dustin hasn't had the best of restarts. Bruno Will's now only 2 seconds behind him. Still mountain to climb to get past, though.
The ERS that Bruno has been able to save.
Yes, because of all those VSCs, Maddie. I think most drivers will be high on the ERS.
Jamham still can't get through on VC. He's definitely in that position, isn't he, to get the lead when everyone pits for their next stop.
Yeah, definitely, Maddie. He's P10 at the moment. The field is quite close together, though, so I think he'll exit in. Let's have a look at the gap to the leader. His gap to the leaders is 22 seconds. I think to make a pit stop at Mexico, you'll be losing around 26 seconds, so you'll exit around 4 seconds in the lead. But I think Davizin and Bruno are going to be able to make that gap back up.
Yeah, but then Davison has got to make up a 9-second gap.
Wow. Has he got 6 seconds worth of penalties? Or 9?
Oh, we don't look at the penalties, do we? Davison has got a 9-second penalty. 9 seconds of penalties.
And that's big. That means Bruno doesn't have to get past Davizin for that win.
Bruno does have penalties. It's going to be very close, but
Okay.
Jam Ham is in prime position.
And Sledge's Revolver's looking to make a move on TTM Mitch Maldi.
And his teammate, Bram,
they're side by side in the turn 1.
teammate has just gone up the inside of EC and picked up P9.
That's good. Oh, and they're both off the track! Oh, that was a close one, Maldi. They were this close to both go into the wall. They've kept it, but they've lost that big time, and this is not good for Jamam. He'll be stuck behind TTM Mitch through the whole middle sector in that third tier. This is definitely not a place where you want to be behind another car. And they will have to overtake DJ Danny as well. Danny's, because of that contact, he's managed to get the gap, but Mitch is almost back in 1 second again, and definitely looks like Mitch has got some better pace. Eke picks up another penalty.
Well,
for good
if that was
measure.
F1 2021, Bram, we'd be seeing Mitch with a broken floor and Slazenger in a rear wing.
That is true, Maldi.
So I'm here for it. Anyway,
new damage will be interesting to see next season.
Anyway, here we go. Jam Ham in the DRS overtake mode. Eke's just got a penalty for speeding, so the drivers are really not doing very well. But Jam Ham's got the overtake done and he's up in a P7. Gap's a lead of 21.5 seconds.
From Jamam, and Mitch picks up a penalty. Eke is out of the session as well. And VZ is letting Mitch is letting VZ through some good teammate work at Renault. VZ is on fresher softs. He's got some better pace and he'll be able to get back into that DRS of the two guys ahead. Jaman's looking to make a move on Danny as well to get into that net lead. He really needs to win this race. He's not got any penalties so far.
I mean, he
Neither
doesn't
has
need
Danny.
to, like for any championship, but it'd just be nice to get the win.
Yeah, it's just for this race. But of course, the objective in league racing and in... Oh, and I think... Oh, Mitch is in the pits as well. He's also...
Why is Mitch retired? Why is so many drivers retiring?
I don't know, Maldi.
Anyway, Jam Ham's got the overtake done. This can be a great end to the race, Bram.
Is in the points, Maldi. He's now going to be up into P10, which I don't think we would have expected. A safety car here would be not nice for Jamham, but for the entertainment factor here, it would be very good because this hasn't been the best of races this season so far, Maldi.
Yeah, it's been a bit bland.
And for some reason, JRT Matty is running up in P5.
That's how you know the race has been really bad when Matt is in P5.
And this would mean
No
Maldi,
shade,
that
but
Matt goes ahead of Mercury in the championship if it says like this. Davis is in the pits. He's gonna go for some fresh softs, I think.
alright, here we go.
He's gonna have to go 12 laps on those. That's quite a big ask. It won't be easy, but he's done some good tire wear on the medium, so I'm sure he'll be able to do it on those softs as well. Jamam is gonna come across the straight line, the start-finish line, I mean, and Davizin is still ahead, Maldi.
How has he not jumped? I'm confused. How has he not jumped Davison?
I don't know. But looking at the back here, Vizi's gonna make a move on. Danny's turned in very aggressively, locking tires. Danny's gonna go for a bit of a switchback, but Vizi's gonna get the DRS. I think that's Vizi up into P7. Jamam's still in a good position though, Maldi. He has got no time penalty, so... And Bruno Will picks up another time penalty as well. That is interesting to see. I'm not sure what effect that will have on the outcome of this race.
I mean, let me look at Dan. Okay. Obviously, Bram, the viewers don't see that, but Dan is coming longer than Bruno Will. And
Bruno Will's in the pitch as well. Dan is gonna have to go on for one more lap, and I think that's gonna cost him big time. He's been on these mediums for 15 laps already, and the guys on the stress softs will undercut him by a massive amount. Let's have a look where they come out in comparison to Davizin. Davizin is years ahead, and Bruno Will has also been jumped by Jamam. There's a big gap there. Davizin's had a massive undercut, Madi. Bruno was behind VZ
I've
as
just
well,
realised,
and the gap
Bram,
between Davizin and Bruno is now around 6 seconds.
Bruno Will is
He's had a
so
massive
fast on those
outlap.
softs. So quick.
Bruno Will's gonna get past VZ here quite easily on those fresher softs. Down the inside he goes, and that is P5, but he's got a mountain to climb if he wants to take this victory on track. I'm not sure about the penalty situation, but every driver likes to get those victories on track and not off track.
Oh, and Jaman's picked up a penalty.
Ooh, and that was one of Jamam's swings.
Right,
in
Dan's in the
favour of
pits.
him.
Dan's in the pits.
Jamam's picked up another warning on the exit there. He's gonna be caught up rapidly by Bruno Will. The gap is now 1.3 seconds. Bruno has caught up 2 seconds on this lap alone. Davizin sets a 1 minute 15.0. How about that for a lap time
good?
in the race? Yes. That's about 2 seconds faster, 2.5 seconds faster than I go in the first stint. So that's quite an interesting one. Dan has to get past Vizzy as well. Vizzy's on 10 lap hot softs. Those are really going off, and Dan needs to get this move done quickly. He's not gonna make it difficult for him. Dan is in another race compared to Vizzy, and it is P4 for Dan at the moment. He's on the freshest softs of all of them.
Oh, Bruno
Bruno
Will.
Will's already up the back of Jamam.
Yeah, he's on the back now.
Is he gonna go for a move into the stadium section? He's gone wide there, and I think he might have picked up another warning. Has to be careful. We still got around 10 laps left. Oh, and he's gonna go for it down the inside.
bombs.
Oh, and they've made contact, Maldi.
Oh, Jaman's going to be fuming now. He's going to get DRS.
Yeah, and Jamam is enabling that overtake. He's not happy with Bruno Will's dive bomb there. It was a good move in my opinion. Bruno Will's now 8 seconds behind Davizin. He's weaving on the straight. Bruno Will's weaving on the straight as well. So some bit of communication there. Not sure what it means, but Jamam might be happier than we think. He's down into P3, and Dan is going to be the next one to catch up, Maldi. Matti has also pitted. He's on fresh softs as well. And if it wasn't for Davizin's fastest lap time a couple of laps ago,
I think, Bram, sorry. I think,
yeah.
and I don't want to be, negative, but I think we were, we saw Jamham pit under the virtual safety car. If I'm honest, I really don't think that was the right strategy looking at this.
Nah,
He's lost a lot of time, and
it's a bit of, yeah.
he doesn't have the
The
performance.
softs are just really the preferential race tire here in Mexico. Even if you get that benefit of pitting under VSC, you'll still be so much slower on those mediums that those softs will make up for it at the end of the race, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the drivers that started on mediums, that is just a lot better.
Yeah, and that medium strategy has been good. Matt started on softs, and he's still on softs at the moment, and he's up into P6, so starting on softs outside the top 10 hasn't been that bad. And Kevin is only 1 second behind Dan, and is the only one in the top 5 yet to pick up a penalty. I think he could jump potentially into a podium position at the checkered flag if the gaps and deltas stay as they are. So that'll be very, very interesting to see, Madi. He's looking for, I think, his 4th podium of the season. I think he's picked up 3 already. No, Kevin.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Kevin's done very good on the penalties. Yeah, sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
He's done very good on the penalties.
He's out of ERS though, so that's not ideal. But Dan is out of out of DRS. Just edged back in there at the detection point. And now it's gonna be Jamhams to lose here. Dan is behind on those 2 lap old softs. It's gonna be quite an easy move.
It'll be interesting, Bram, to see whether those mediums come alive or if that's the end now for Jam's challenge.
I think if the VSC would have come out a couple laps later. Oh, and Dan's gonna go for it down the inside, but Jamhams closes the door. And he's having none of it. He's been dive bombed once already. He's not gonna let another Mercedes dive bomb him. Yeah, I think Madi, as you said, I think those, if he would have pitted 2 laps later, those mediums would have came alive. But because he pitted so late, those mediums will be going off so early. I mean, those mediums will be going off at the end of the race as well as those soft. So it's not gonna have a big advantage at the end either. And I think those softs were really the way to go, Madi.
Alright, here we go then. Dan is in that slipstream of Jamham. He's got Kevin behind him. Kevin, sorry, still going for that
Podium.
Podium,
and
yes.
He's gonna go down the inside, Madi.
I was gonna say win, but then something got in my throat and started coughing. Then with viewers, I do not have coronavirus.
Into turn 4. He's gonna send it down the inside, late on the brakes to make contact, Madi, and Kevin's off the track and he spun!
Kevin has spun, he's fucked that inning. Yeah, he's fucked it.
I think Jamham was a bit over aggressive on that one. Or Kevin just went in too deep. I couldn't really see from the angle, but that has ruined Kevin's chances of a potential podium. I think he might still get it on penalties, but
you don't really want to get it on penalties, do you?
Nah.
I mean, I do because I have to rely on the penalties. But for people like Kevin,
you're the one who gets all the penalties most of the time. So
see, I've got to rely on them.
Yeah, but not in the good way.
Yeah, well,
still. And we've got 4 laps to go in this Mexico Grand Prix, and there's no one battling on track. There are no on-track battles at the moment. It looks like the order is set for the end of the race. Kevin might catch back up to Jamham,
I don't know, it's just weird.
That would be interesting.
It's weird, Bram. Usually Mexico is a much better race than it has been tonight.
Yeah, it's not been the best of races so far. We are not seeing the most on-track action at the moment either.
Yeah, well,
what I would like to see though is Kevin getting back in that DRS of Jamham and going for one last move, because that will be frosty, to say the least.
That will be amazing.
That would be very amazing. Right now.
Gap to Jamham is 2.7 seconds. I knew ERS Bram was very it's very difficult to save, but I would have thought Tier 1 drivers would be a lot better at saving the ERS, but Doesn't seem the
Yeah,
case.
but Mexico is a very hard track to save the ERS on, Mali, because there's not a lot of big braking zones. The only really big braking zone is into turn 4.
And maybe turn 1 as well, considering that it's the...
Yeah, but even turn 1 is a medium speed corner. It's not that slow of a corner. So only turn 4 is where there's a lot of ERS regained. And I think without using any ERS, you'll only gain 5% of ERS a lap. So it's very hard to keep that ERS in check. Davizin is pretty good at it normally, and he's done it decently well so far. He looks to be in around 30%. Bruno Will has got even more. He's at around 60. Dan is very low, as he has been all race, just to keep up with Bruno, but the gap is between him and Bruno is now 7 seconds. Bruno has really had some good pace in this last stint, Mali, and he's 5 seconds behind Davizin. I wonder if he has to make up some more time.
What Bruno Will is thinking at the moment. He must be very unhappy with his performance. Obviously, he's so used to winning and you know, not being 5 seconds behind Davizin. He'll be like Hamilton yesterday. He'll be like, what has actually gone on today for me to be so far behind the winner?
Yeah, definitely Mali, and I wonder if he'll get it on the penalties. I'm not sure. I think, to be honest, if they've all got big penalties, nah, the gaps are too big. Kevin can't win even without a penalty. Jamam could get a podium. I think if Dan only has 3 seconds, which I doubt because he's been going off track a lot. I think Davzin, just this is just speculation here, but I think the finishing order would be Davizin, Bruno Will, and Kevin. But that's gonna be an interesting one to see. We'll see in 2
gonna be
laps
close.
because
It's gonna be very
Davizin
close.
is rounding the first 2 corners for the second to last time. There's a bit of a fight going on at the back though. Vizi's catching up to DJ Danny here. He might be able to go for a move on that last lap, or second to last lap. And Dan picks up another penalty. That's gonna be crucial for the race result, and I think that might knock him off the podium if he wasn't already knocked off. Vizi's going for a move on Danny though. He's not using the most overtake. He'll leave it to the last lap, I think.
I think Brown won't be having any interviews today. I think it might be an all Brazilian podium at this rate. Well, that's what I'm speculating.
Cheeky.
I don't know the penalties. We don't tend.
Right there.
Yeah, we don't tend to look at the penalties, but I'm just saying maybe. Because Kevin has really kept it clean, no penalties. Right, Brindle then starts the final of the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's keep on board.
No. Davizin.
Yeah, Brindle starts the lap.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Davizin is gonna be the one to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, well, I'm so used to saying Bruno Will, but
yeah,
you know,
that's true.
it's just default.
Surprisingly though, he's won less than half the races this season. Only is not the correct word, but if you think of Bruno Will, you would have expected him to have picked up more than 6 wins this season.
Anyway,
and
talking
go for a move on
of
the
picking
final
up
lap.
positions, yeah, VC, round the outside, sweet as you like, boom.
And Davizin picks up a final penalty on the last lap. Is that gonna be the crucial one for him to lose the race win? I wouldn't be surprised, man. I think Bruno will be able to get this win now because of that. He's picked up a penalty on the exit of the S section. The confetti is out in full force on the stadium section.
That is beautiful.
Davizin rounds the Peratada for the one
last time. He's going to come round the final corner.
36.
He wins the Mexican Grand Prix. But who's that?
But is he going to keep his win on track though? Bruno Will has taken the provisional win. Dan is very far behind, and I think That is victory for Bruno Will. Let's have a look. Dan finishes P3. Jamam goes up to P3 for that final podium position. Kevin goes P4 by just 0.6 of a second. And Bruno Will is your Mexican Grand Prix winner, and he's taken his 7th win of the season.
Matty, good result for him.
18
VC
champion.
comes round the final corner. He's going to P7. Danny's going to be P8.
And he
Ninth.
takes that P7 on penalties.
God, they're very far. They're very far back now.
Yeah, this is a long wait here.
Mercury. A disaster of a race.
By the time they cross the line, Bruno Will, Davizin and Jamam will be up on that podium already. And Mercury is looking to have done all that mileage, all those laps for just a P11. Is he gonna get into the points on penalties though? That's the question. Yes, he is. A singular point for LRS Mercury, but given the circumstances of lap 1, he deserves it, Madi. Oh, and the game is giving GRT Matty driver of the day. That's an interesting take.
That's
We don't
crazy.
see that too often.
That's crazy. You don't even see Matt getting any awards for anything, really. You know, he's always crashing or spinning. But anyway, that concludes your Mexico Grand Prix live from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez here, Tier 1. Wasn't the most exciting race, but in the end, it was a good one. Bruno Will is your race winner here in Mexico. Second, Davizin.
Yes, third is Jamam.
Second, Davizin. Third was Jamham. Fourth was Kevin.
Davizin had 18 seconds of penalties, Madi. That is a lot.
Praise him. That's going to be me tomorrow. Plus 10. Fifth, AMS Dan. Sixth, Jerty Matty. Seventh, Danny. Eighth, VC. He's had a shocker tonight. Ninth, Sergio